Hey, everybody. It's time for our morning minutes. All right. So, this is an Oprah Winfrey quote, and I love Oprah Winfrey. If you don't, I'm sorry, but I do. I just adore her and her success and her generosity and all of that. I just think she's kind of an awesome human. All right. So, her quote is, turn your wounds into wisdom. All right. So, I want you to think about, I've got a hair that's tickling my nose. I want you to think about, I want you to think about in your life when you felt wounded, when there was a failure, or when you were, I don't know, wounded by somebody else or by yourself. Maybe it's your own self thoughts and things like that. And think about what you've learned from that, right? There was a time in my husband and I's life, we had a failed business and we felt very wounded by that, extremely. And I went from failed business to another failed business to Tupperware. And and so I just kind of kept pushing. Like I was just like, well, okay, that didn't work. Let's try again, and just kept going. But he didn't. That's not like he went back to his regular gig, which was a retail job. And so he went back to that, which he did fine at. But that personal failure kind of stuck with him for a while. And it stuck with me for a while too. But because I was always pushing it and I was always pushing the limits and trying new things and succeeding and failing and succeeding and failing, it didn't stick with me quite as long. And it wasn't until years later that we realized that it was still bothering him. And it wasn't until we really found what good had come out of it, but also what we had learned from it that really helped both of us move past that failure. And so whether whether it's a failure, or whether it's somebody that has hurt you in some sort of a way, I challenge you to kind of think about what you've learned from that and how it's changed your life and impacted your life in a positive way, right? So just think about that because it's important to reflect on those things so that they don't become a permanent scar. It's one thing to have a wound, it's one thing to, have a scrape in your life. It's a totally another thing to have, a scar from it, like a true scar that you can never look past, you can never get past. It changes you so much to your core in a negative way. And so I want you to just kind of think about that. If you have something like that that you're kind of hanging on to in your life, think about that and think about what kind of positive impact you could have by addressing it, looking it head on, and learning from that. And just saying, well, now I know I will never go down that path again. Or now I know that I need to protect my heart. Or now I know that failure is a part of business, which is what we kind of became. Failure is a part of business, and there are quotes, and there's history, and there's all these things to prove that failure is a part of business, which was very comforting to us. So that's where the wisdom came in, right? But if it's something more personal, sometimes it's more of a, okay, lesson learned, and I'm going to be more careful and protect my heart. I'm not going to shut people out, but I'm going to be careful and mindful and realize that I have value. All right. So I hope this video finds you happy and healthy and safe, and I will talk to you again later. All right. Bye, everybody.